paint.
Since painting enhances the look of buildings, it is a common element of renovation projects. However, paints have additional uses, beyond improving appearance. Knowing the performance features of each type of paint is important. To select the best product for each application, painting is normally carried out for the following reasons.
Protecting surfaces from insects, rain, solar radiation, and other external factors. Well-painted surfaces are easier to keep clean and safe. Increasing the visual appeal of a surface. Waterproofing. Increasing surface durability. Before selecting the type of paint for a specific application, its physical properties must be considered. A good paint will offer the following benefits: ease of application, reasonable drying period, forming a thin film without cracking, forming a hard and durable coating. Its performance should not be affected by the weather. Should not harmful for users. Different types of paint. If you're about to attack the walls in your house with a fresh new coat of paint, all the different choices in the paint available at your local hardware store can be pretty overwhelming. Here's what you need to know about the different kinds of paint and when you should use them. Oil-based versus water-based paint. When it comes down to it, paint is either oil-based or water-based, meaning that the paint's main ingredient is either water or a type of oil. Oil-based paint. Drying and curing time takes longer. More durable than water-based paint. Cleaning paint brushes requires harsh chemicals, like paint thinner. Often provides a much smoother and better looking finish. Water-based paint. Drying and curing takes less time than oil-based paint. Is not quite as durable. Cleanup does not require chemicals. Soap and water works great. More common than oil-based paint. Consider using oil-based paint on surfaces that take frequent beatings and abuse, like exteriors, floors, doors, trim, and furniture. Water-based paint, however, is great for things that won't see a whole lot of wear and tear, like walls and ceilings. Water-based paint is also colloquially known as latex paint, even though this type of paint uses acrylic resins or vinyl instead of actual latex. Water-based paint is also the most common type of paint. Usually around 75% of paint available at most hardware or paint stores is water-based, although it depends where you shop. Primer. Primer is an important component to the painting process. But you should understand that primer is not actually paint. It's very similar in that it has the same consistency as paint and is applied the same way. But you would never use it as a final coat on anything. Applying a primer before applying the actual paint allows the primer to act as an adhesive of sorts for the paint to stick to, which adds durability and longevity. Furthermore, primer is pretty much required on new, clean surfaces that aren't already painted. For example, if you're painting a brand new wall that's never been painted before, you'll want to use primer. In other circumstances, primer may not be necessary. For example, if you're painting over a previous paint job that uses a similar shade, you probably don't need to apply primer first. If you're painting a light color over a dark color, though, primer can be really helpful. You might need several coats of paint to completely mask the darker shade. But you typically need much less primer to cover it up. Plus, primer is usually cheaper than actual paint and can save you a few bucks.